So, hi friends. Now we are going to discuss about the invoice price problems of the consignment, and this may be the last video of the consignment. And here in this video, I am going to explain you about the three types of commissions which the consignor will be giving to the consignee. Okay, what are those commissions? First one is what we can call as ordinary commission, and the second one is dull creditory commission, and the third one is overriding commission. So these are the three types of what we can say these are the three types of commissions which the consignor pays to consignee. So normally this ordinary commission will be paid every time because that would be common. And what is this dull creditory commission? Dull creditory commission is nothing but the commission which is given by consignor to consignee to bear the loss of bad debts, to bear the loss of bad debts. Okay, what is this bad debts? I think you are all having the knowledge about this bad debts. Bad debt is nothing but when you have done the credit sales to someone, but the money has not been received, and that may not be received for any period of time. That amount will be treated as the bad debts here. So in consignment business, the credit sales may be possible. So in order if any credit sales are done and if the amount is not received, then that will be the loss of consignor actually. But in order to remove that loss, the consignor will be giving some extra commission. So this is not the only commission will be giving. In extra to the ordinary commission, dull creditory commission will be given by the consignor, so that if any credit sales are done and also the bad debts have been committed, bad debts have been occurred, so that the consignee should bear the loss of the bad debts. That is what the dull creditory commission is. And now comes the overriding commission. Overriding commission is the commission which the consignor pays to consignee if any new product is launched. Any new product is launched. Any new product. Any new product is launched. Any new product is launched, or if the sales are made. If the sales are made above the cost price or invoice price. I will be saying about the invoice price also. Okay, cost price or invoice price, and extra commission will be provided. That means what? Order commission is compulsory, mandatory in this consignment, but there may not be compulsory that is not necessary that the consignor will be providing dull creditory commission or overriding commission. But usually overriding commission will be provided mostly. Okay, that is what the thing is here. I think you have understood the overriding and dull creditory commission, and already you know about the ordinary commission. Okay, now let us see the things. 1 minute. To explain about the invoice price problem, I have taken some question from the ICAI practical questions from the consignment. Okay, if you open that material, you will be able to see that. Let us see how we can go for doing these problems. And before going to this one, I am going to explain you about the journal entries here. And before going to journal entries, I will be explaining you the ledger account which we prepare here. I am not explaining about this question now only. Let us see. If the goods are sold if the goods are sent at invoice price, what does it mean by invoice price? Invoice price is what we can say it as selling price. Selling price will be what? Cost price plus profit. That means the consignor will be sending the goods when he purchases that at cost price, and he would be adding some more profit, and together he is going to send the goods to consignor. That means he insists consignee to sell the goods at invoice price, and consignee may sell at invoice price or more than that. If we sells more than that, then he would be offering some extra commission, which is overriding commission. Okay, then how do we see the accounting treatment when the goods are sent at invoice price? Let us see. Very simple. If you understand the logic, that would be easy to calculate it. Next, let us see here. Read the question now. X of Delhi purchased 10,000 meters. This is a very important question, and I'm about to say that this model is very important. Okay, X of Delhi purchased 10,000 meters of cloth for 2 lakhs rupees. That means what? For 10,000 meters, he had incurred rupees 2 lakhs. That means what? Then cost of cloth, cost per meter is what? 2 lakhs by 10,000, which would be rupees 20. Okay, which would be 20 rupees 20. Okay, then what would be this one? That means he has purchased the cloth at 20 per meter. Then what happened? Of which 5,000 goods were sent on consignment to Y of Agra. That means X is at Delhi and he is sending to Y of Agra. So X is the consignor and Y is the consignee here. Okay, at rupees 30 per meter. That means what? The original cost of the cost per meter is of 20 rupees, but he is sending the goods at rupees 30 per meter. That means what? He has added the profit of rupees 10. That means we can say this as invoice price, that is profit. Cost plus profit is invoice price. Market price, invoice price, or list price, what we can call it as not anything. IP is invoice price. Invoice price. Okay, that is what the thing is, friends. Here let us see now. Okay, what happens now? That means, so we can write by side that cost price is rupees 20 and profit is we can say this profit as loading part also. We can say this profit as loading also. Loading rupees 10, and that would be amounted to rupees, if we add both of them, then that would be amounted to rupees 30. That would be amounted to rupees 30, friends. Here, so this is the total, this is the cost per meter when we are going to send the goods. For which, if before going to this problem, let me explain you one thing. If this is the consignment account and we are going to write, if the problem is of invoice price, then we are going to prepare like this. Okay, let us see. And based on this invoice price only, there are three things. There are actually we can calculate abnormal loss also here. Okay, but what happened? Let us see. Invoice price also we can calculate on invoice. We can abnormal loss also we can calculate on invoice price. But if you are having the knowledge about the cost price, then you can go for calculating it with cost price. Then no need of deducting the loading part. What is this loading part here? If the goods are sold at if the goods are sent at invoice price, that means what? Here, if they prepare the goods, if the consignment account, we are going to write to goods sent on consignment. To goods sent on consignment account. So this would be sent at cost price anukuntaru gaani we have to send at invoice price first of all. Okay, that means what? He has sent 5,000 meters. Let us write the 5,000 here. and they have the consignor X sent at the goods for rupees 30, then multiply it with 30 rupees. Okay friends, so that would be what, 1,50,000, and immediately you have to deduct its loading amount also. How do we deduct the loading amount? By writing a reverse entry. That means what, goods sent on consignment account at to consignment account by goods sent on consignment account of rupees how much, 10 rupees is the loading amount. Write the thing only. Why we are going to write, I'll be explaining you. So that would be 5,000 into rupees 10, which is 50,000. So why we have taken total goods of rupees 30, and also why did we deduct this 10 rupees? Because the any account is to be here in this consignment, this follows accrual basis of accounting. We are going to follow accrual basis or mercantile basis. Mercantile basis or accrual basis. This says that we have to no, I'm sorry, not that accrual basis, cost basis. So anything that may be, okay. That means what, the anything which we are going to send, yeah, that is the thing. Here what we can say here is, the proprietor or the proprietor should maintain the business in historical cost, or we can historical cost, or the one second, historical cost or original cost, we can say. Original cost incurred also we have to provide in the books of accounts. That is the main intention, that why we are going to deduct the amount of rupees 10 here. So that if we deduct this one, 1,50,000, and also this 50,000 if we deduct from this, then that would be of 1 lakh. Then if you calculate this 5,000 goods at 20 rupees per meter, that would be also 1 lakh. So you can think that we can do directly like that. Yeah, you can do, but this is the procedure what we have to do, we have to follow. Okay, that is what the thing, friends. Here let us see. So what we have done, we have taken the invoice price. That means what, the invoice price, we have taken this invoice price, amount, and also this loading amount. Okay, and so that would be appeared in the cost only, which is that is what he has to show in the books of accounts. But next what happens, so I have said that there will be two things which are based on this invoice price. That is, of first one is goods sent on consignment, and second one is unsold stock or consignment stock. Okay, unsold stock or consignment stock. So these both are calculated on cost only. Here what, there are two costs here, which is invoice price and also the cost price. So both are to be calculated in invoice price, and these are to be shown at invoice price by deducting the profit. That will be coming to cost price only. So that is the accounting treatment what we have to follow here. So how do we calculate the goods sent on consignment? There are 5,000 meters of cloth which the X sent to Y from Delhi to Agra at rupees 30 per meter of invoice price, but the original price of rupees 20 only. That is what, 10 rupees is loading amount that we have to deduct. Then what we can say here, let us continue reading the question. On concern X of Delhi purchased 10,000 meters of for VV 2 lakhs, that means 20 rupees per meter, and of which 5,000 were sent on consignment basis at rupees 30 per meter. X paid rupees 5,000 for freight and 500 for packing, etc. Okay, no problem. That means what we can say, that consignor expenses is of rupees 5,500, for which we write the entry consignment account data to cash or bank. Cash account I am writing here, or you can write bank account also. Freight and freight plus packing expenses, all the things of rupees 5,500. Okay, these are the expenses of consignor. Let us see. Okay, expenses of consignor. Now let us see the expenses of consignee. That is what the third step here. Here why it did not send any advance, that is not necessary. I already said that advance is not necessary, that the consignee will be always sending the consignee will always be sending to the consignor. Okay, next what happened now? Yeah, now what happens, X paid rupees 5,000 for freight and 500 for package, that is of 5,500. If we add both, then what happened, buy sold 4,000 meters. See friends, observe carefully. The consignor has sent the goods of 5,000 meters, but he sold 4,000 at 40 rupees per meter. Okay, for which we write the entry. What is this? Is what we can say it as sale of goods by consignee. So for that we are going to make consignee as a debtor and credit it to consignment account, because that is an income, for which we write the entry by consignee in consignee and in bracket sale. How much? 4,000 into 40, 1,60,000. 1,60,000 rupees, and incur 2,000 for selling expenses. I have already said that selling expenses are recurring expenses, so these are not to be taken into the calculation of unsold stock. What is the unsold stock here? 1,000 meters. So total 5,000 meters the consignor has sent, of which 4,000 meters the consignee has sold. Remaining 1,000 meters is to be taken at invoice price and also at cost price also. That is what we have to take, and also that loading amount what we have to deduct here. Okay, 1,000 for the 1,000 goods we have to calculate the unsold stock. Let us see friends now what we have to do. So these are the expenses of consignee, which is what we can write consignment account. It is an expenditure, so debited to consignment account to consignee account. In bracket sales. Sorry, not sale, it is an expenditure, right? Expenditure, how much expenses? 2,000 rupees, what we have read that. Okay, let us see now. Y is entitled to a commission of 5% on total sales. This is normally the normal commission. I mean, what I meant to say is, this is ordinary commission which the consignor has to pay to consignee. Okay, which the consignor has to pay to consignee. Now what happened here, he has to receive 5% on total sales. That means let us go for calculation of commission what to be taken here. Okay, let us put the heading. Okay, let us put the heading calculation of commission. Calculation of commission payable. Calculation of commission payable. How we can go for calculating? This is of, we can say it as working notes. Okay, if we calculate this commission, we can go for debiting it to the consignment account, because it is an expenditure for consignor. So first, ordinary commission. Ordinary commission is 5% on sales. 5% on sales of rupees, that is of 5 by 100 into 1,60,000, which is 8,000 rupees, right? How? 2 zeros we can cancel both, and 16 5s are 80 and 2 zeros 8,000 rupees. So 5% on 16,000, what we can do directly is, if we calculate 10%, that is of 16,000 rupees, 5% is 10 half. So we can do half of it. 16,000 by 2 is 8,000. 8,000 rupees. Let us go for calculating now. Overriding commission. Why? How you are saying overriding, sir? I'm not, sir. Okay, I'm sorry for that. Okay, overriding commission. How you can say that as overriding? Let us now read the question. Okay, and plus 5% on total sale proceeds have been calculated, plus a further 20% on any surplus realized over rupees 30. That means what? He has sold the cost at rupees 40, but we have to calculate any surplus provided. Okay, any surplus what he has made at 20 rupees 30 above the 30 rupees per meter. That means what? 40 minus 30 is he had made 10 rupees per meter more. He had incurred more 10 rupees cost. Okay, let us go for taking that one. How do we calculate there? So total how we can is, that is 20%, right? 20% on surplus. 20% on surplus over rupees 30. Over rupees 30 is means what? 10 rupees is more. You have to calculate that on 10 rupees only. Let us do. How we can calculate? This is to be added. Okay. What is that? Is what? Total they have sold the goods of rupees 4,000 meters they have sold, and here we have to calculate only the on surplus, right? And for what is the surplus amount? Rupees 10. Okay, and what is the commission payable? 20%. Okay, what is this? This is 20%. Now let us go for calculating how much value of overriding commission is to be taken. So 4,000 into 10 into 20% is of rupees 8,000 only. Same value. This is of rupees 8,000. So total commission payable is 16,000 rupees. Let us go for writing there. Commission payable is what? We have to calculate. We have calculated on working notes. So to consignee account. Consignee account and in working notes, and also this is commission. In working notes of rupees 16,000, what we have calculated is of that one. Now let us see. As this is what we can say up to after the sale, and also the commission is also provided. Then what will be the entry for the unsold stock on consignment only? Let us go for calculating the unsold stock, and let us go for reading the full question. Okay, per meter, and 3,000. What happened here? Plus further 20% on any surplus realized over rupees 30 per meter. And what happened now? 3,000 meters were sold at Delhi rupees 30 per meter, less 3,000 for expenses and commission. So this will be taken. This information will be taken to trading or trading and P&L account. Trading and P&L account. Okay. This is expenses incurred, expenses made by consignee only, consignor directly, not related to consignment. Okay. Owing to fall in market price, the inventories of cloth of hand is to be reduced by rupees 10%. This is what we have to consider here. That means if we have calculated, if we are going to calculate the consignment stock of goods, then after that we have to less with the word less of rupees 10%. Now we have to put the heading calculation or computation of unsold goods. Let us see now how we are going to calculate the consumed unsold goods. First one is what? Invoice price here. We are not calculating it on cost. Invoice price of goods unsold. Invoice price of goods unsold. How much value of goods unsold? 1000 units are not sold. Okay, this have to be calculated on what? Cost price, which is of rupees. Invoice price, which is 30,000 rupees. 30 into 1000, which is 30,000 rupees, and add proportionate non-recurring expenses of consignor. Here consignee expenses will not be going to calculate because he has incurred only selling expenses of rupees 2000. Okay, not consignee, it is consignor. I'm sorry. So for 5000 goods, he had incurred rupees expenses of 5500. So in these expenses he is not going to incur any invoice price. Okay, for only the goods value, the invoice price will be there. So for 5000 goods he has incurred rupees 5500 expenditure. Then for 1000 goods, how much he is going to incur? Simply here, if you are going to have 5, if you are having 5 there, then you are having 55 here. That means of it is multiplied by 55. For 5 you can say it as 1100 directly. How? 1000 by 5000 into 5500. Simply, if you are having question mark, then take to the left side and divide it with the top of it. That means of 1000 by rupees 5500, you can say it as cross multiplication directly. So if you are going to get the question, you have to find the question mark. If you find out this one also, you will be getting 1100 rupees only directly. Let us see now how do we calculate now. Okay, 1 minute. So for 5000 goods, he had incurred 5500 expenditure. Then for 1000 goods, he would be incurring 1100 expenditure. So we have to add that one. 1100 rupees. That was 31,100. So this is what the thing is. Now let us less market price fall down by 10%. We have seen that value. We've seen that thing, right? Let us see now. In calculator, 31,000 into 10%. 31,100 into 10%, which is 31,3110. If we are going to deduct that one, 27,990. So this is the value of invoice price. If you are going to deduct, this we have to credit it to consignment account according to matching concept. Okay, by consignment stock working notes. So as we are calculated at invoice price, then we have to take it into the cost price only. How? By taking the reverse entry, but not with the thing of consignment stock. We have to take with consignment stock reserve. Okay, how do we calculate that one also? Simply, I'll be explaining you. This is of 27,990 rupees, right? Let us see now. If you are going to complete that one, that would be of simple. Okay, now what we can say it as you have to calculate it at cost price rupees. Okay, that is of rupees 10. So 1000 could consider 10 rupees, right? Which is 10,000 rupees. And you have to divide it with the 10% minus 10%, which is of rupees 1000. That would be what? 9,900. Sorry, 9,000 rupees only. One minute. 1 minute, friends. Yeah. So this is what we can say it as loading amount, right? Loading amount of rupees 9,000. What we have to take into the debit of consignment account. Stock reserve. This is also working notes. 9,000 rupees. Now we have to calculate the, as we have already I think we have calculated all the things required, right? Let us now calculate the profit on consignment. How the you actually the credit side will be more here. Okay, let us now see 50,000 plus 1,60,000 plus 27,990, that would be 2,37,990. Okay, let us write down the both sides. Let us see 2,37,990, right? Because I am not sure whether the credit side is more or debit side is more, so we have to calculate. In debit side 1,50,000 plus 5,500 plus 2,000 plus 16,000 plus 9,000 is 18 lakhs 1,82,500. Let us now see 2,37,990 minus 1,50,000 minus 5,500 minus 2,000 minus 16,000 minus 9,000, 55,490 rupees. So this is what we can say it as profit on consignment to P&L account, 55,490. So 2,37,990 2,37,990. This is how we can go for calculating the consignment account. Simply now what we have to do is we have to prepare the profit and loss account and trading and profit and loss account also. So put the heading trading account and profit and loss account of X for the year ended. Let us see for the year ended. If they have provided, we can write the date, but if they have not provided, no, they have not provided. For year ended, we don't know, we have to put a dash for the year ended, and we don't know that one. So this is the account what we have to prepare, the trading account and the consignment, the profit and loss account. Let us write it clearly. Trading account and P&L account of X for year ended. I don't know, we don't know because we have not seen that one. So this is debit side and this is of credit side. So what happened now? Let us see, 1 minute. Okay, he has purchased the goods of rupees 10,000 meters. So two purchases in trading account, right? Two purchases of rupees 2 lakhs. So here we have to take it cost price only. Okay, in consignment we have to take it cost price, and this also we have to take it cost price only. So as we have bought rupees 2 lakhs worth, and also we have sent some goods at consignment basis. Actually what we are going to do at the last of entry, we are in the last entry, we are going to write that goods sent on consignment account data to trading account. That means we have to credit the consignment goods sent in the credit side of trading account, right? In spite of sending it to trading account, we can deduct it from purchases also. That will be of same thing, same nature. Okay, less 1 second, less goods sent on consignment of rupees how much, 1 lakh, right? Because half of the goods were sold at invoice price of rupees 30, but that is of originally of cost, right, of rupees 1 lakh, which is of rupees 1 lakh rupees in outer column. Okay, directly I have taken, not taken in the credit side of the trading account, but I have deducted it from purchases directly. And here what happened, they have purchased this one 2 lakh 2000 2 lakhs of they purchased 2 lakhs worth, and after of which the 1 lakh goods worth have been sent on consignment. So the remaining value of purchases would be of 1 lakh rupees only. But what happened here is, they have the 3000 meters were sold at rupees 30 per meter. Okay, 3000 rupees were sold at 30 rupees per meter, and he's in Agra only these are sold. In Agra only these are sold. Let us now see the sales value. In credit we can write, in trading account credit we can write buy sales. Buy sales how much, 3000 meters. I wrote 30,000, right? Sorry, yeah, 3000 only. 3000 at the rate 30 rupees per meter, which be 90,000 rupees. Okay, 3000 meters at 90,000 rupees they have sold. What happened now, out of 10,000 meters, he sent the goods of rupees 5,000 worth to consignment basis. In remaining 5,000 goods he sold 3,000 goods, and in remaining that 2,000 goods have been remained, right? So by closing stock, okay, by closing stock, then what we have to take it here, 1 minute. Okay, yeah, let us go for completing this one within 2 minutes, or 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, no problem. So closing stock we have to calculate for what, for rupees to, for 1 second, for 2000 meters unsold, and we have to calculate it on cost only, right, at 20 rupees per meter, that is of rupees 40,000. And what happened, due to owing price in market, the goods have to be reduced at rupees 10%. This is what the thing here is. Okay, 40,000 rupees and less 10%, which is of 4,000 rupees, and if you deduct, that would be of 36,000 rupees. Let us go for taking 2. What we can write here, if you see, this is of 9, 10, 11, 9, 10, 11, 12, that is of 1,26,000. This is of 1,26,000. to gross profit. To gross profit, how much? 26,000 rupees. And by gross profit of 26,000 rupees. Okay. And again, what happened here? He has incurred some expenses of rupees 3,000 or something else. I didn't remember. Yeah. Plus, he had incurred the expenses of rupees 3,000 for commission. Expenses and also commission. This commission, the consignment commission, is different from the normal commission what we relate in this original lifestyles. To expenses and commission. To expenses and commission. What is the value here? 3,000 rupees. And also one more thing is also there, friends. Here in consignment account we have written to P&L account, right? Consignment stock consignment account data to P&L account. That means that is what income. Income is always credited to P&L account, right? So in P&L account we have to write by consignment account now. By consignment account. By consignment account of rupees, how much? I did not say that amount. 55,490 rupees. Right? 26,000 plus 55,490 is of 81,490. Right? It is of 81,490. ₹81,490. What is the net profit then? To net profit is minus 3,000. 78,490 rupees. 78,490 rupees. So that is how we can go for taking this net profit also. I am explaining you once again the simple point. So if this is the consignment account, 1 minute. If this is the consignment account and if the goods are sent at invoice price, so invoice price amount is to be written here. Goods sent on consignment invoice price is written, and goods sent on consignment loading is to be written here. Okay. And whenever any consignment stock is there, you write by consignment stock of invoice price only. Invoice price only. And we have to remove that one also to invoice. So consignment stock reserve account. To consignment stock reserve. So this is of loading amount. This is of loading amount which we are going to deduct from the invoice price. That is what we are going to do, friends, here. So that's it. That is the ending for this consignment topic. And also, and now let us that is the thing for this, friends. And one more thing is left, which is of abnormal loss. Okay, that I will be recording. That is also of small topic. That is also a small topic. Okay, let us discuss that one also now only. Yeah, what is this abnormal loss now? The name only says abnormal loss. That means the loss will not be appeared. The loss will not be appeared usually. Example for abnormal loss is loss of stock by fire, loss of stock by fire, and also we can say it as goods in transit also. Sometimes that will be in the name of goods in transit. And this loss of stock by fire may be happened at the time of voyage, okay, at the time of consignment, and also that may happen in consignees go down. That may happen in consignees go down also. Okay, consignees go down also. Then there will be two cases here. If the consignment abnormal loss happened before reaching to consignee, that will be valuation of same, but there uh, the abnormal loss also have to be calculated at cost price only. Actually, we should not calculate, which we can calculate invoice price and we can deduct it with cost price, the loading amount also. But actually you know the cost price, then why we should calculate it on invoice price again, again calculating the loading amount. So directly you can calculate it on cost price only. Okay, and for this calculation we have to take cost value of at cost price only, cost value at cost price, that would be of some value, and proportionate expenses less proportionate expenses of consignor only. Okay, and usually if you add here proportionate expenses of consignee, you may add this one when this will be having a condition whenever before reaching, if happens, then we have to calculate up to here only. And when the goods have been damaged at the consignees go down, we have to calculate the consignees expenses proportionate of non-recurring expenses only. You have to make it the consideration. So this is how you can go for calculating this one, and you have to calculate, if you calculate it, you have to credit it to consignment account. At consignment account only. Okay, this is to be credited to consignment. And one more thing is also there here. If the goods are insured, then for example, if you have calculated the total value of abnormal loss is of rupees 50,000. If you have calculated it, I'm not saying that is this, you have to take it as example only. And if abnormal loss is of rupees 50,000 and the insurance has claimed the amount of rupees 50,000, then there is no need of writing that one to the consignment account. If the abnormal loss is of rupees 50,000 and abnormal loss is of rupees 50,000 and also insurance claim completed, insurance claim is of rupees 45,000, so remaining 5,000 goods is of what? This is a loss. And you know the adjustments of the final accounts, right? How do you calculate that? You have to take it here only, like the same thing. So that's it for this, friends. So this would be the ending stage of the consignment, and in the next class we can meet with another topic. We can have knowledge of another topic also. So that's it for this, friends. Let us meet in next class. Thank you for watching, and if you like, please share, like and subscribe my channel. Thank you, friends.